Hey there YouTube, so last week on Tuesday, Baldur's Gate 3 was released in early access for the public to purchase and try out and help them sort through the bugs. Now, generally, I don't like to pick up pre-orders, but with early access where I can kind of bug hunt, it's a game inside of a game for me, and I'll make the exception. Games like Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Cold War, the pre-orders, I'm not interested in throwing the money at them yet, and it's just, I'll wait for those to release. CRPGs, I'm okay with taking the chance and having a little bit of fun beforehand. Now, it is going to be about a year before full launch. We have a lot of time to play with this, and this is only Act 1 that we can go through, but to be honest, I've been playing for a week on and off on a limited normal schedule, and I haven't run out of things to do. I'm sure I could sit down and spend a day just going through and discovering everything I possibly could, finishing out the first act and just blowing it out of the water. But that's not the way that I want to play through it. I want to keep this fresh for me so I can come through at a later time, see what things they've fixed, what changes they've implemented, how the community has helped them evolve the game into a more polished item. So if you were to ask me right now if this was a gem of a game, I would say potentially. Right now we have what looks like a rock surrounded by a little bit of dirt, and it needs a lot of cutting and polishing. But that's why we're here. So with that, let's get into it. I'm going to run through the character creation screen. We're going to set up a warlock, and we're going to jump into the game and run through like the first intro portion to give you guys an idea of what it is, and then we'll talk about it at the end and some of my thoughts with the rest of the game that I've already played through. And we'll go from there. Alright, so we are here in the main screen. You press any key to continue screen if you will. We're going to load up a new game.
Who are you?
So, like I said, I'm going through this real quick. We are not going to play around with it a whole lot. We might change some aspects of the horns. I think the character creation screen is really well done. I like those horns a lot. We're going to stick with those. We like those. Now, with this one, you do get the demonic eyes, which I really love. So, hair, I think, there it is. Yep. We want something really warlocky. Bring the green out in the eyes there. Like that. Turn the intensity all the way up. Okay, so we've got the appearance. We like it. Warlock. You get to customize cantrips and spells. Abilities, you can customize these. We're not going to. We're going to continue on, venture forth, and choose who we dream about.
Tell me, who do you dream of at night?
And that looks good to me. Wake up. Strange crashed ship.
Might still be stuck inside if we hadn't been attacked.
The camera feels a little bit clunky. I had to rebind the keys to Q and E for rotate camera. WASD will move the camera around. As I was going through the edit, I realized that I didn't include the bit that you can use middle mouse button to manually move the camera around and pan it. That was something that I found out later on in this playthrough, but it was in a portion that was really kind of unimportant. I had already shown everything that needed to be shown, that I was just kind of redoing again, and it made this video really long. You can pan the camera around. It's still not fine-tuned, but it's another option that you have. Just keep that in mind. There are a whole lot of keybinds that I'm still not familiar with that could be useful later on to make the game a little less clunky feeling at the moment. So with that, let's move forward. As such, so in like tactical, whoa, I don't want to do that. In tactical situations, you can adjust the camera to kind of see where everything's at, zoom out, and move. And you can recenter it. It took me a while to find some of these and how they work.
This is the pool
Everything that you
Link
highlight
came
should be
from.
interacted with.
The parasite now writhing behind your eye.
And you have skill checks you have to complete
casing
for some
is
of these
fragile.
things.
The slightest
I did this on my
touch could
rogue. I
cause
did
it
a
to crumble.
poor investigation, and I spilled a whole bunch of caustic stuff all over me. So we're gonna leave it be. We don't need that.
Images of goblins, their habits and histories flash into your mind.
Devil King, am I in the house?
We are in the hills. Yes.
We are trapped.
Character pathing seems pretty okay. This is based on the D&D 5e rule set, and there's a little bit of contention right now where some people want characters to be able to path through each other, while others
You've come
want to
save us
recognize
from
that
this
if a
place.
character is filling up a doorway,
From
they
this
can't
place you'll
move
free
past
us.
them.
The
It's,
exposed brain
I mean, you
quivers
can
in
kind of video
expectation.
game things.
Please. Before they return! They return. Remove us from this body. From this case. Free us. Please.
I'm personally of the mindset that if a character is filling a doorway, another character cannot path through them until the character is moved.
You notice edema, a swelling of the brain causing
Because in the
pressure
D&D
that
5e rule set,
strains
you have like a
against the shell
5
of
meter
the skull.
space where you would encounter difficult terrain if you were to move
With a
past
start,
them.
you realize
But if they're
you're
filling up a
tripping
doorway,
to
you're not going to be able to
intellect
move
devourer,
through it. It would
a
cause
minion
a
of the
giant
mind flayers who
tangle.
adopted you.
Unless, you know, your DM decided that you could roll a skill check if you had high dexterity or something, or acrobatics. Oh my god. Target of 10. Oh, I failed. I mean, there's a little bit of character clipping on some things.
The swelling is too great. You cannot lift the brain out of the skull.
Destroy the brain. There, I freed you from your prison. Have any? No, nothing valuable. I don't think I ever looted that character before. But either way, going back to the character pathing, it feels good. Like, if you click around stuff, they will... Well, that's a little bit weird. I don't think that's right. I wonder why that's not a solid object. Big gaps like this, you will have to jump or find another path. And right now, that's another little issue, is when you have a full party and you are grouped up, you'll have your grouping down here in the bottom left-hand corner. If you are grouped up and you jump over a gap, your party won't follow, so you'll have to either manually jump each individual character,
This
or
is
jump your
end.
first character and then video game it
And your skin
and
tingles.
go back to camp
Visions
and then
rush
leave camp
past.
and everybody
A
will be
dragon's
across the
wing,
gap.
A silver sword. And a flash of your
Which
face,
isn't a good workaround. Your
singed with a
character
strange
party
woman's
should
eyes.
just follow you when you jump the gap.
My head. What is this? Ugh. Skvar. You are no thrall. Vlaakith blesses me this day. Together, we might survive. Imps block the path forward. You will assist me in destroying them. We must reach the helm before we transform. We carry mind flayer parasites. Unless we escape, unless we are cleansed, our bodies and minds will be tainted and twisted. Within days, we will be Geich, mind flayers. First, we exterminate the imps. Then we find the helm and take control of the ship. We will address the matter of a cure for this infection once we reach the material plane.
So, in the name of timeliness, we're going to skip most dialogue, but there's quite a bit that you can go through and learn about your party, the environment, and we've entered battle. So you can see in the upper left-hand corner, this is our initiative order. Our new companion here has the first go, and you have your attacks in the bottom left, your actions, and then your bonus actions. So we're going to take a shot at the imp. Hide right there. Let's do this. Eldritch Blast on Warlock is kind of the one and only. It's really all you need. Because you just do a ton of damage. Oh, it found me. Like I said, Eldritch Blast is
surprisingly adequate.
brokenly OP.
Now,
That fight
to the helm.
took quite a bit longer when I had my rogue character that I'd created. Most of this stuff that you can see is climbable. You should be able to get to most of this, and you can use it tactically to your advantage, however you'd like. Get the high ground, push people off of stuff. You get a nice shove ability where you can cheese a fight. If you don't want to go into direct combat, you can have somebody get in close and push an enemy over a ledge and just completely remove them from the equation. And knock the phone. There's a couple other fights you can pick back there. We're going to avoid them. autosave. So that's another thing I want to bring up. Autosaves in this game, it may make you think that it autosaves quite often. Once you get out of this first tutorial area, it does not. Till you encounter like a major milestone,
Touch nothing without knowing its purpose.
it won't autosave. So if you have an encounter while you're just kind of exploring, you can potentially end up going back and having to redo a lot. So save early, save often. It's in your best interest.
Warding runes. The pod won't open unless they're destroyed.
Are you satisfied? We need to go.
Wait! That can't be. There has to be another way. Please!
It cannot be helped. Come.
I never explored over this way, so we're gonna see what's over here.
Keep your wits about you. They won't fall easily.
Oh, that's not what I want to do. Oh no. Give it a shove then. Oh no, that's not good. Those intellect devourers are rough. Oh man.
How many are there?
Oh, it wants me bad. Oh, thank God for a miss. You can switch between party here in the bottom left-hand corner, which member you want to be controlling.
A dazed woman is trapped inside the pod. She doesn't notice you.
A key? For what? Could mean anything. Could mean anything.
Oh, she is turned.
Cainchar. Changed at the pull of a lever. How? purified, this may be our fate.
Could mean anything.
Nothing. Okay.
The newborn mind flayer stares at you, weak and dazed.
Alright, well, that was an interesting something. Key to the chest. Makes sense. You get a lot of those restoration pods in this area too.
Do as I say.
So unless in direct combat, you have a chance to regain hit points.
Connect the nerves of the transponder. We must escape. Now!
Do it. We will deal with the Geich after we escape.
Baldur's Blast.
We need to get out of here, now. If this ship hits the ground, we're dead.
In the sticks.
So, part of the reason I chose the Warlock class for this is you get a real easy way to heal up. You have Dark One's Blessing. When you kill a creature, you will regain hit points once the creature is rendered to 0. So it's a really good sustain class. I think it would be a really good class for people new to the game to start with, because it is so forgiving.
Your spine is mine.
But, I mean, it's a CRPG. If you want to have a fighter, go make yourself a fighter. If you want... Critical miss. If you want a wizard, go make your wizard. There's so many options within the character creation that you really can't go wrong with any way that you go. Miss, we're just not meant to hit that guy.
Before
this
more
shit,
dragons come.
or Zariel will have your head!
Let's just get through this.
Transponder.
You can kill them.
You made it.
And give more XP, give you a little bit of a boost on the level if you really want to. There's no time limit to getting it done, but for time's sake in the video here, we're gonna get through it pretty quick. The cutscenes, the models look great. There's a little bit of work that could be done, like the fire breath that came through. I think that could have like filled out a little bit better. But all in all, for early access, it's not bad. Specifically, the character dialogue between each other, the facial expressions, the mouth movements, everything looks really good in game without it having to be a cutscene. One thing that I am a little picky about are the load screens. I'm going to leave this one in so you can get a feel of how long it would be when the game is installed on a hard drive. I don't have this installed to an SSD. Unfortunately, that is full. So the load times can be long. But once you're in the game, everything's pretty seamless. Like I said, they're really long. Some weird audio lapse. Wonder if that was because everything was trying to load in. Like you can see, some of the textures don't quite load like they should. So that's a little bit of a polish issue that I'm sure will get fixed as they move along the road. I'm sure there are bigger things that they want to worry about for the moment. So here we are. That is basic first run through. It is a good game for early access. I would recommend, if you are into early access games and having the occasional bug on the way or things be imbalanced one way or the other, too difficult, too easy, it's worth it, I think. For me, it was definitely something that I was interested in. I remember playing the Baldur's Gate games as a kid with my cousins, and it was such a fun game. And to see this iteration of it come to light now as an adult, really brings back those feelings. It's a little bit of nostalgia, just a little bit. It plays very well. There is multiplayer with it, so if you have friends and you want to, you know, join up in a party and get a little bit of D&D that way, I think this would be a good option. Maybe once it's at full release. For early access, unless your friends are also very into, you know, dealing with the occasional bug or game breaking mechanic, it might be a little bit frustrating. But all in all, I think this is a good start, and I'm very excited to see where this goes. It's a good foundation to build from, and I think it will bring a lot of hours worth of enjoyment and really good content. And this is just Act 1. There's still 2 other acts to go through, so when those are released in the full version, I'll be very excited to see this. Very eager to see what this looks like fully fleshed out. And with that, we will catch you next time. I'm going to be streaming this here on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays here on YouTube. I hope you will join us as we continue to hunt some bugbear.